Hi, I'm Crafty Candy. I've got my Inchie swap for Your Paper Pantry. I host this one over there, yourpaperpantry.ning.com. If you haven't joined it yet, I really think it's the best swapping site on the web. And I host the Inchies and the ATCs, so come join us. What I have, so this is my first month hosting this, and I wanted to do a kind of get to know you theme. So I picked your favorite color, because with Inchies they're so small, you can't do a ton of stuff with them, right? So we're doing 3 sets of 3, similar to the way that the stick pins are done, because I kind of like that for the Inchies. I think to do 5 or 6 or 8 or whatever Inchies, I thought this would be a fun way to do it, and then we could kind of work on the presentation too. So my favorite color is red. If you didn't know that, you must not know me. So here are my 3, and I'll tell you, I think this is the first time I've ever actually made Inchies as a swap, and one sheet of cardstock was not thick enough, so I think next time I'm going to add that as kind of part of the guidelines. I think it needs to be either medium weight chipboard, lightweight chipboard, or 2 sheets of cardstock. But anyway, it's not horrible, and nobody else knew either. So this one right here is, I used a mulberry paper that kind of has a Japanese blossom background, but I found it in red. And a white crocheted flower. I just love these crocheted flowers. I've used the heck out of them. I kind of hoard them, so I decided to go ahead and use those here. So that's one of them. I'm a big fan of ladybugs. I don't know if it's just because they're red or what. So I stamped a ladybug in red. First I stamped Stampin' Up! And I did it with gray instead of black, because I wanted it to be a little more muted. And stamped that on the background a couple of times, and then I stamped my little butterfly, my ladybug, it would be a ladybug, in red, and then I put some glossy accents over it just to kind of make it pop. And then where the stamp had some little dots, some little flowers, I added some seed beads in there into the glossy accent so that it would set up. That's my second one. And then my third one is more of a technique than anything. Here's one that doesn't have the button on it yet. So I used my Stampin' Up! Very Vintage Jumbo Roller, and I rolled it on with Versamark, embossed it in clear, heat embossed it in clear, and then I used red. Believe it or not, I used red, even though it came out kind of pinky. Red, and then a little bit of gray just to give it some contrast. And then I found the butterfly 3 times, and I punched out the butterfly, and added a little pretty little button with red twine on it. So those are my 3 Inchies, and then for my presentation I made little purses. I think these are so good. I took a top note from Stampin' Up! No, Nestability's top note, and then I ran it through a Cuttlebug folder that has a like a cheetah print. I love my animal print. Love, love, love my animal print. On there, I scored it 1 inch on the bottom so it would have kind of a base. Since they were Inchies, I decided to put my initial in a 1 inch gold square little frame with some brads to hold it on there. So that's the little purse, and then in the back, I have one without them in here. So then I layered inside of that a sheet of mulberry paper. I love mulberry paper. Red mulberry paper with gold swirls on it, and then I replicated those swirls on what I'm calling like the little clasp. And if you can see it here, I punched a hole only in the mulberry before I adhered it, put an eyelet on, and used my crocodile to crunch that down. And then I put this is kind of like a paperclip thing, and a brad through there so that it had some movement. I had to play with it for quite a while to figure out how to do this. And then for a space to mount my Inchies, I just cut a piece of clear acetate. I was going to do vellum. I was looking for like a little pretty piece of gold paper or something, but I had some acetate, and I thought that'd be fine. So I put them on with a glue dot, so they'll come back off later. So that's how they go on, just like this. Yay! And then it closes up, and you have your little Inchie clutch. So we did 3 sets of 3 of these for this month. Since I'm new to this swap, I want to try to do something kind of different. One of the things that I know for sure we're going to do is we're going to use Inchies. I hear all the time from people who aren't crafters, of course. What do you do with it? What are you going to do with it? And we're going to do something with these things. We're going to use our Inchies, and I think a couple of times I've got some ideas on how to use them, but first we need to have a couple, 3-4 swaps so that we have a nice little stash of Inchies, and then when it's time to do something with them, we'll have a little pool to pull from. So next month, so that you can kind of get started and get signed up and whatever, Inchies are going to be felt. The 1 inch by 1 inch, pretty presentation, make 3 sets of 3, but felt. The base is going to be felt, and you can stamp on it, you can paint on it, you can draw on it, you can stitch on it, you can bead on it, whatever you want to do. Find it, and it'll be great. 3 sets of 3. If you haven't yet on Pinterest found my board, I'm going to see if I can figure out how to link it. I've got an ATC and Inchies board on there, and there's tons of felt Inchies out there and other Inchies as well, or search yourself. So next month is felt, but these ladies are due into me by the 25th of January, and I am a punctual freak. I'm really kind of obnoxious. So, make sure you get them in the mail, make sure that they're on time so we can turn around and have some fun with them. Thanks so much. Have a great night.